Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. Welcome to Pilates Flow. Today we are going to start in a seated position and just kind of bring ourselves to the mat. You can sit in a comfortable position of however feels best to you. I'm going to give kind of a moment here. I signed on about a minute early. You will need a rolled up towel, a rolled up firm towel, not a soft hand towel. You'll need something bigger than that. Or you can choose to use a kid-sized blow-up ball, or if you happen to have a gold small blow-up ball. You can also use a firm pillow to blow up, or to fold up and create more of a firm positioning for our low back. Once you join in, find your mat, find a seated position, stacking the spine nice and tall, and just close down your eyes, bringing yourself into your breathing, letting your shoulders melt away from your ears. I'm just going to stay here for about 1 minute, and then we'll slowly roll back and find ourselves on our back on the mat. Just wanting to bring some awareness to your mat today, to your breathing, and to where your body is in space. Nice deep breaths. As you exhale, I want you to feel those shoulders just drop away from the ears. We're going to gently take that left ear towards the left shoulder. Just a gentle stretch here. Don't use your hands. Just allow that ear to go as far as it will go on its own. Lift up slowly to center. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Back up to center. If it feels good, I want you to shake the head no. Just maybe 2 times. And then slowly shake the head yes. Don't push this range of motion. Just loosening up the neck a little bit after sitting at your desk. All right, we're going to slowly roll back. Placing the feet on the floor, knees are bent. Begin your roll down nice and slow. At your own pace, just rolling down softly. Extend the legs out. I want you to take your hands and place them on each side at the pelvic points. The pelvic point is the bones that you can feel on either side of your hips. Right here in the front of the body. And I just want you to press slightly down on those. Allowing your elbows to melt to the mat though, so I don't want your elbows off the mat. It's not a forceful pressure. Then I want you to start pulling in from your hands as well as from your lower pelvis. When you start pulling in, you'll start feeling your back flatten softly against the mat. And you just start feeling a tight sensation throughout the abs. We're locating kind of a stable pelvis here, moving into more of a pelvic neutral, where the abs are engaging that pelvis and keeping it right where we want it. Anytime you let off, I want you to press in again and then pull those abs in again. So holding on to this pelvic positioning, I want you to lift that right foot, place it down, out away from you still. Make sure you maintain that pelvic tight, neutral position. Bring that right heel into your right glute and then send it right back out. Bring that left heel in, send it right back out. So you should feel that intensity increase if you're stabilizing the pelvis where we started. If you don't, you'll start over and just reposition the hands, forcing the body to tighten up. 2 more. We have the right, bringing that heel in and out. Left, right here, and out. Holding those abdominals in, I want you to lift your right leg up right at the hips. Pull those abs in, and we're going to slowly lower it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the left leg, same thing. Raise it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you should feel that intensity building if you're holding that pelvis in place. And down. 3, 2, 1. Left side. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to bring those feet to our mat, bending our knees. In this position, you're going to be tempted to tuck that pelvis under really with a real steep pelvic tilt. I don't want that. I want you to focus on, again, pulling those abs in and up from those hands on your pelvic points. Right knee lifts. Are we able to maintain? Left knee lifts. Can you let go of your pelvic points and just hold? Heating up our body slowly. We have 4 more here. 3, 2, 1. Set the right foot down, then the left. Release those abdominals. We're going to pull those abs in and begin to come up into a low bridge position. Let's bring our hands, inhale those hands right up above the chest. Reach over and grab the right fingers, pushing the palm towards the sky, getting a nice little stretch in our hands and wrist here. Go ahead and switch. Let that thumb kind of hang out to the side wherever you want, stretching open. Arms are straight, our left arm is straight. And release. Let's bring those hands down to our side. Lower the hips down slowly. Press up one more time into a nice tall bridge this time. And just create a little bit of heat right here. We're waking up the glutes after sitting on them all day. Nice little pushes. Interlace those hands underneath the bottom. Pulling the palms together, stretching through the chest as we create that heat. Hold it up here. Release the hands. Slowly lower those hips down. We're going to interlock our fingers behind the head. Curl that head up. And I want you to allow for a heavy head here. Let the abs do the work. So just as we spoke of earlier, we're pulling in from the pelvis. Pulling in and up. So everything is tight. We're going to come up a little bit higher and hold. Exhale all the way down. Same thing. Let's inhale that torso up. Letting that neck relax. Pull those abs in, curl up a little bit higher. This time we're going to send that right leg out at about 45 degrees. 3, 2, 1. Set that foot down. Bring the head back to the mat. Inhale, and as you exhale, curl up. On your next exhalation, curl up a little bit higher. Send that left leg out 45 degrees. Pull those abs in tight to the floor and up. 3, 2, set it back down. Roll that head down. Bring those knees into the chest. Creating a little bit of rocking here if it feels comfortable. We are going to move to our rock and roll. So we're going to, if you can, you're going to rock with both feet, both knees in. If you need to just grab one leg, that's your modification. And if you need to even assist yourself up to the side using that forearm, we'll do that as well. Let's do 2 more. Pulling those abs in tight. On your last one, you're going to rock over. I cross at the ankles and I come up and over into tabletop. Walk yourself back if you're off your mat. Hands are beneath the shoulders. Flatten the feet into the floor. We're going to exhale, pull our head up, back arches, into cow position. Stay here for 2 breaths. On your next exhalation, I want you to move through cat, rounding through that back. Hold here for 1 breath, and then we'll take this with our flow. On your next inhale, inhale into cow, and then exhale into cat. Take a couple positions here. If it feels good to move your hips as you move through cat, just go with your own breath, taking your own flow, warming up through that spine gently. Last one. We'll all meet in neutral or tabletop. We're going to come down onto our forearms. Our hips are back over our knees. Pressing your palms into the floor. We're going to extend our arms and lower. Extend. Now we're still drawing those abs in and up, creating that nice, stable pelvis. So think about that right now. Think about pulling in those abs where we placed our hands on that pelvic points. Hold on your next arm extension. Controlling the neck and head. We don't want to move it neck and head up and down. We're going to soften our elbows and squeeze the elbows towards each other as we lower halfway. And then push up to the top. Squeeze the arms together. Bend the elbows. Do not touch the floor. We're warming up those shoulders. Extend all the way. Last one. Halfway down, squeezing those arms together. Straighten those arms out. Walk the hands back under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. We're going to send our hips into our first down dog, driving those hips up. Come out of the hands. There shouldn't be much weight here in the hands. Our fingers are spread apart. Soften the knees if you have tightness in your back or your calves or hamstrings. They'll get warmed up soon. We're going to roll forward into our first plank. Now, if you need to, you can drop your knees here. If not, stay in your tall plank. Pull those abs in and up like we had worked on with our hands on our pelvic points. One more time, let's drop into down dog. See if this time you can get a little straighter in the legs. If not, no worries. Keep the knees bent if you need to. Come forward into plank. We're going to take our right foot, place it right next to our right hand. Drop that left knee down. Inhale those arms right up into a nice tall crescent lunge with the foot on our knee on the floor. Exhale those arms down. We are going to bring the fist right here at shoulder height. And we're going to roll our shoulders. Rolling them back. I'm coming out of my lengthening lunge to ease up on my back. You feel free to stay forward a little further out. That's okay. But take your time and let's get nice big shoulder circles back. And let's bring those hands down to our side. Inhale them arms up above the head. Reach up out of those shoulders. Exhale that left hand down to the floor. And take a nice open twist here. Tuck those toes under on that left foot. Lift that back knee off the ground and stay here in your twist. We're still lifting through the chest. We're pulling up through that rib cage. Working through our abdominals. Right hand comes down to the floor. Send your right foot back, meets the left, or in plank position. As you exhale, drop into down dog. Back out into plank. Pulling those abs in and up from the floor. Left foot meets the left hand. Bring that right knee down to the floor. Untuck the right foot. Inhale those arms up. Exhale those arms down. Fist, come into the shoulder, or it can just be thumbs. We're going to roll our shoulders forward. Still engaging through our abs, so we're not swinging our hips all around. So we're keeping that pelvis, practicing keeping that pelvis in its neutral position. Bring those hands down. Inhale them up. Reach up out of the shoulders. Exhale that right hand to the floor. You can stay here and take your twist, or tuck those toes under, lifting that right leg off the floor. Open up that chest and the left arm up. Left hand comes to the floor. Left foot meets the right foot. We're going to drop into a forearm plank here. At any time, if the plank is too intense, you can come to your knees. From your forearm plank, we're going to send those hips back. Walk the feet in just a little bit more to get a deeper stretch. So now we're into dolphin pose. Pulling those abs in nice and tight, keeping that pelvic neutral. Walk your feet back a couple steps if you walked in. Drop back through your plank position. Walk back up onto your hands, underneath the shoulders in your plank. Right foot meets the right hand. Drop that left foot, left knee down. Inhale those arms up. Bring those hands right back where we had them to begin with. Sitting up nice and tall this time. So we're no longer leaning forward. Make sure that left hip is aligned with the knee. Pull that pelvis up in a nice tight position. We're going to twist to the right, limiting the movement of our hips. Try to keep that pelvis facing forward and downward. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one, let's hold. Drop your left elbow to your right knee. This may be where you stay, okay? If you're going to come up, you're going to tuck that back foot, tuck the toes under, lift off the ground, and open up that twist. Nice deep breath. Opening up through that chest, squeezing through those inner thighs. We're going to drop those arms towards the hands towards the floor. Inhale up into crescent and drop that back heel down and move through a warrior 2 position. Inhale to reverse warrior. We're going to exhale the right arm down to the right thigh. Extend that left arm over the head. Take your gaze to that left arm. Pull those abdominals in. Lift through that chest. This is not a resting position. It's an active position. Bring that left arm back. Slowly straighten the legs, coming up to center. Walk the toes forward to face the front of the room. Place your hands first here on the pelvis crease, and we're going to drop to the right. Keep your abdominals drawing in. Chest is lifting forward, not so much that you're arching up, but you're keeping a flat back and a neutral pelvis. Bring those fingertips to the floor. Now shift over to the left. Driving back in the heel, pulling those abdominals in. Fingertips to the floor. Move to the right. This time, I want you to grab the bottom of that rib cage. Pull those abs in, and we're going to shift right and left, picking up the pace. Make sure we're not driving that knee forward. Make sure you're engaging those abdominals. Let's go. Go with your comfortability here, pausing on each side. All right, up through the center. Walk those heels in towards each other slightly. Toes are pointing out. Moving through a goddess position. Knees out. Abs are lifting. Chest is lifting. We're going to make a box with our arms. Knees are up. We're not tilting forward, and we're not here. Find that pelvic neutral. Pull those abs in. We're going to pull those elbows back. back like we're really got some tough resistance. Now I'm coming out of this a little bit to ease off my lower back pain and pressure. Feel free to get down in here and really work those glutes. Again, I'm staying more at the top. Let's go. 3, 2, last one. Straighten those legs. Inhale those arms up. Exhale those arms down. We're going to go into a warrior 2, right back to where we come from. Let's inhale back to reverse warrior. Right arm meets that right leg. Reach over. This time, if you'd like to drop that right hand to the floor, pushing out the back heel, and then lift off. So our hand is not touching anything. If it's too intense, you can press that forearm against the leg, working through the entire body right here. Left hand comes down to the floor as we rotate onto the toes of that back foot in our runner's lunge. Send that right leg back to meet the left. Plank position, drop into your down dog. You can always come to your forearms in down dog if you find that it's too intense on the hands, or you can always drop into child's pose. We're going to bring that left foot, or come into plank. Left foot meets the left hand, right knee meets the floor. Inhale those arms up. Exhale those arms down. Make sure you're in a nice position here. Right knee under the right hip. Placing your fist here at the chest. We will twist to the left. Stabilizing through those hips, through the pelvis. Four more. 3, 2, last one. We're going to bring our right elbow across that right thigh. Again, you can stay here, but I want you opening and lifting through that chest. Tuck those back toes under and extend out into your runner's lunge with a twist. Squeeze everything towards the midline of the body. Pulling and squeezing. Lifting up through those abs, through that chest. Release those hands back to the floor, but don't touch the floor. We're going to inhale up into a crescent lunge. Exhale, that back heel comes down into warrior 2. Bend through that front knee. Again, I'm limiting some of my lower body work because of back pain. You choose. If you can go deeper, working through a little more of that quad, then do so. Inhale those arms back. We're going to exhale that left elbow to our left thigh and reach that right arm over. Taking our gaze up towards our arm. From here, we're going side to side lunges. You can move through these a little quicker now. Let's bring our hands down, straighten out the legs, and go right into right and left. Right, left. Keep the chest up. Keep the rib cage lifted. Remember, we put our hands here. The last set, let's do it again. Pull those abs in. Shift that weight back through the hill. 3, 2, hold here. Come back to center. Straighten those legs. Down into our goddess. Let those knees push outward, lifting through that chest. Bring those arms up like you're holding a rectangle box. If you can sink lower, I want you to get lower. We're going to pull out here, little pushes. As we push our bottom towards the floor, Imagine you're gliding across something here. I don't want the elbows to drop. I want them to stay right there. I'm going to stay up a little higher here. Hold. Release the hands. Straighten up the legs. We're going into warrior two, left leg. Right heel is pushing back. Let me get even with you. Warrior two. Inhale those hands back. Dropping that left forearm on that left thigh. Reach over the head. Back to warrior two. Inhale to crescent, twisting on, pivoting on that back foot. Drop the hands to the floor. Left foot goes back, plank position. Right hand meets that, right foot meets that right hand. Open up with your twist. Bring that left knee to the floor. Untuck the back foot. Rise up. Hands are at a T position. We are twisting to the right. We are going to set that left elbow across that right knee or right thigh. Tuck the back toes under. Extend the back leg, lifting, pulling up with our chest and our abs. Shift that weight into that front foot. Meet that left, bring that left foot slowly to meet the right, and we end up in twisted chair position. We're going to inhale those arms up, standing tall. Right back into a twist, but on that opposite side. Inhale the arms up. Twist to the right. Inhale the arms up, twisting to the left. One more time on each side. Inhale up, twist. Inhale up, twist. Hold this twist right here. Come back to center, hold your chair. Hands drop to the floor, forward fold. Let's take a nice back bend for our back forward fold here. Bend through the knees. If you want a little extra pull, you can grab onto the back sides of the arm. Hands on the floor. Find your way to a seated position on your mat. Grabbing your towel. If you're using a towel, I'll show you what we're going to use it for. If you need to grab a quick drink, grab one. I'm going to. Make sure you're hydrating right now. Gosh, we're about to have 100 degree temperatures. You will feel your best if you drink your best of water. All right, take your towel, put it under that low back to give you that support. I also have a ball here. You can also use a firm pillow. If you find that this is not working for you, all of our exercises I will modify after I start each one. You can see me I'll go all the way back to the floor and I'll mimic what you could be doing. So to start out with for our singles, if you are starting on the floor, your singles are going to look a little different. They're going to just be a curl up and a down. When we go to doubles, you'll be a double, so you'll come up 1 and 2 and back down 1 and 2. When our arms go beside our ears, you can mimic that movement here. All right, so that will be if you have to go to the floor. Lift that chest, pull that pelvis in and up, just like we practiced on the floor before we get going. We're going to incline back for 1 and lift. So if you can work this with your breath, inhaling up, exhale back. Shoulders fall away from your ears. You've got this. Make sure you're not rounding or collapsing over your towel or pillow. If you find that it's too intense on the low back, I want you to go to the floor. The floor is just single Straight arms up, starting with the back on the mat, and lifting up with a single. We're going to take it to double count right here. So exhale back for 1, 2, up, 2, 1, 2, up, 2. If your shoulders are spent for the day, you can always place your hands here across your heart or rest them on your thighs. Whatever feels best. We don't want to strain through the neck. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 2. Now, we're going to add on here, if you're laying on the back, go ahead and come up all the way. If you're laying on your back, you will just put out the right foot, maybe a little bit further, taking that heel a little bit further away from the body. It's the only difference you're going to do. If you're seated, you're going to do the same thing, just seated. Let's take our arms out like we're reaching for something. Let's go back for 1, 2, up, 2. Keep that intensity in the abdominals. It's up to you to make this difficult. If you don't draw in and create that force into your ball or whatever object you have, behind you, you're not engaging all the way. Now, hold here at the top. See if you can point that right toe forward, maybe at 45 degrees, and climb back for 1 and up. It's a small little reach. You can always grab to the leg, let go. Find what works best for you. 2 more. And set that foot down. Come on up. Send that left heel out. Roll it back for 1, 2. Up, 2. Focusing on your breath. 2 down. 2 exhalations down. All right. Lift that leg up. We're going to go to singles. Down, up. Scoop those abs up. Drawing into that object, whatever's behind you. 2, last 1. Roll it up, round over your knees. Scooping out those abs. I'm going to minimize this one, but I want to include it in our workout today. I'm struggling with lower back pain, so I'm going to limit my rotational movement in this position. I want you to do what feels best for your back. We're going to pull those abs in, round back to our low position. Place your thumbs in your chest, and we're going to go twist left, sit forward, roll back, twist right. So it's a right, up, back, left, back, up. Oh, I forgot my elbow. Again, I'm minimizing my movement, and I'm probably doing a little more robotic than I usually would. Making sure I'm caring for my back. Up. So we twist one direction, then we crunch or roll up. Scoop out those abs. Make sure you're in nice control through each of these movements. Now, I'm going to take it up. If you want to take it up a notch, you're going to curl back, reach that left hand back behind you, and sit up. Curl back, reach that right hand, and come up. I'm going to minimize my reach and come back to center. If you get to where you can make these movements flow, you can do it one movement. As you're rising up, the hand comes back. Minimize that movement if you feel any back strain. And if that does not correct the strain, then you will completely remove what you're using as a tool and go all the way to the floor. And I didn't give you what to do if you're on the floor. Last one here. Round it up. Roll over those knees. Round through that back. Take a nice little stretch here. All right. We are going to take our ball or your towel and place it between the shoulder blades. You should be in a raised position already. If your head and neck are tired, then let's just all do it. Kind of create a shelf with both hands, with the thumb and the index finger, and allow that head to rest into it. So we mimic this movement sort of in the beginning of our warm-up, where we came up and we release. Notice I'm not releasing over my ball. If I had my towel there, I would not release all the way over it, because I still want to keep that pelvis pulling in and up. If you release the pelvis, then you'll go all the way over whatever object you're using. Pull it up. Now this time we're going to hold. Inhale, and as you exhale, pull up even a little higher. And then roll it back. Roll up, level 1. Stay here if you need to. Inhale, and as you exhale, curl up even more. And release. Try to keep that chin from cranking against the chest. Curl up. Inhale, and as you exhale, curl and lift a little more. And release. Sometimes it's the smallest movements that are the most. Curl it up. Now, can you bring that right knee up? Now lift up even higher, bringing everything together. And set that right foot down and release the head slightly. Pull those abs in, curl up to level 1. Holding that pelvis steady, lift the left knee up, right at the hip. Do not bring it back here yet. And as you exhale, lift higher and hold. Set it down. One more on each side. Curl up. Engage those abdominals. Lift the right knee up and pull even higher. Set that foot down. Release the head slightly. Curl up. Lift that left knee up. Curl up a little bit further. And release. Kind of roll to one side. Remove whatever you had between the shoulder blades. Come down on your back. We're going to windshield wiper the knees right and left. All right. Bring those knees in. Straighten out the legs. I want to cross the right heel over that left heel. If this is too intense, you can keep your knees bent, or you can just cross your ankles. But I'd rather you almost cross the legs like you were going to be in a seated position. And I may have to do that with my back. So I want you to start with right heel stacked on that left toe. And we're going to lower down, keeping the pelvis up nice and tight like we've been practicing all of class. And then bring it back. Down, pause, and up. Inhale, exhale up. Exhale up. 4 more. I'm crossing my legs just for give my lower back some release. 2. Last one. And release the feet. Bring those knees in. Crossing the left foot over the right toe now, or left heel over the right toe. We're going to lower down and pause. Pull, using those abs, bring them back. Go down and bring it back. When you're ready to bring in your breath, inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Two more like this. And down. Release those feet to the floor. Windshield wiper the knees, side to side. I want you to take your towel or your ball or your double pillow or rolled pillow. Place it between the calves or the knees. We're going to make a nice bent knee, and then we're going to push our knees out past our hips. And we're going to lower towards the left. You do not have to lower all the way. I'm going to minimize my twist here. Do what's best for your back. Then we go to the right. I want you to engage those abdominals to pull those knees back. If you have weight at home and you have been doing my Pilates with weight usually, you could use a dumbbell here. Keep going. To the right, to the left, to the right. Holding that hip movement if you can. I'm taking my feet to the floor for my back purposes. You're going to continue as we were, or if it's too much on your back, you can keep the feet on the floor, still using the abdominals though. Now, I'm going to add on, but just for you guys to do it, I'll do a few. I'll have to modify this one. I want to come up onto that left hip and extend the legs to the left. Come back through center. Rocking right, come up and twist, straightening those legs up. I'm using my forearm to come up. The modification of this would be to keep your back on the floor, extending the legs, keeping the hands and the arms, everything to the floor. If you're not modifying, you'll kick out as you lift up. If not, keeping that back down. Pull those abs into center. Extend those legs out. Almost finished here. Last one. Feet come to the floor. Windshield wiper those knees. Cross that right ankle over the left foot. This may be where you stay. If not, you can lift it up. Pulling in that right thigh towards your chest, gauging that left foot for a nice stretch. We're going to set the left foot down, but then we're going to drop that left foot out to the side, keeping our right leg just like we had it. Arms are in a T position. Nice twist here at the back. Using that left foot, push that left foot into the floor and then bring that right knee leg back to center. Unstack the foot. Now left foot goes over that right thigh, pull it in. One more breath here. We're going to set the right foot down on the floor, and then we're going to drop the right knee towards the right side and open up to a T-stretch. Pushing that right foot, bring that left knee back to center, uncross the feet. Give yourself a couple windshield wipers here. Send that right leg up. Point and flex the foot. You can grab wherever's comfortable. Give me one more. Straighten and pull. Bring that right foot down. Left foot goes up. Straighten that foot. Pull through the heels. Straighten and pull. Two more. Last one. Good job today, guys. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you drop a note in the comment section if you were able to participate. Have a great Thursday.